Yo, guys, this video is so important. I had to hop straight onto the computer and tell you guys about this news. So if you didn't know, Google VO3 just dropped, and this AI video generator is insanity. All I got to do is just show you guys because it's insanity. So what does this mean for music producers and music artists? We can now create our own music videos. We can create our own movies, and we can synchronize our music to our own movies to demonstrate our mastery of the craft. Or we can just put it out as a product or a piece of content. So let's open this up just to show you guys where we came from. In 2023, we had, the famous meme of Will Smith eating spaghetti. Now it's all pixelated and you could barely tell what's happening, and it just looks really amorphous and just strange. Okay, so this is 2 years ago. This shows how far we've come with AI advancements. Let's hop straight ahead. Now so here are the features of Google VO3. You can basically do what's called text to video. The difference between text to video and image to video is that you don't need any images. You don't need any high res starting point. You just type in, I want an old man who looks like a sailor eating spaghetti next to the water. And Google VO3 will make a super HD video for you. We're on Twitter, so the quality's a little whatever, but it will make a super HD video for you just from the text. This is never done before in this amount of detail. And not only does it create the video, it creates the sound effects underneath the video. So you can have, imagine you have just, a visual with all the sound effects, and then you add your own film score underneath the sound effect. That's what I'm excited about for producers. So here, let's just see him eating spaghetti compared to the Will Smith meme there. Now, we'll say the full version of this costs like $150 a month, which is insane. I wouldn't justify buying it just yet. But the fact that this is even possible and, in realm of somebody being able to buy it as a retail buyer is pretty cool, because now we can, again, depending on you guys' business model, you can really make sense with this. So this is a professor teaching boomers about Gen Z slang. Now, the text is all mangled up. Doesn't make any sense, but I didn't notice that at first.
Short for charisma.
Got it.
And that's a verb as well.
So I can see you guys with the Y2K aesthetic using videos like this. This is crazy.
The microfilm is in your ticket.
They're watching the north exit. Use the service tunnel.
And for anybody skeptical, you got to remember, like real film score, they'll literally just film it and then they'll take away the audio. They'll have somebody who's in a studio, and let's say they need footsteps for a scene, with like, some girl walking down a hallway. Some girl will put on heels and literally just record herself stomping on a floor, and they'll overlay that over top of the movie. So movies have always been this like visual plus sound effects plus audio. It was never always just visual and audio captured at the same time. And this is why the sound effect portion of this update is incredible here. Let's continue.
A wild, untamed might, and she commands your awe with every breaking light.
It's a girl!
So keep in mind, these are all text to video prompts. They even got a kid playing Fortnite, which is insane. Now to see this video, I got to move my head so you guys could actually see his head. So I'm gonna turn off my thing real quick. All right, so you guys can see the gamer in the bottom right. He's actually playing Fortnite, and this is all AI generated. This is crazy.
Yes! Woo! Victory Royale with a pickaxe!
So this is an AI video about
They even created a sitcom.
nothing?
It's about nothing. Who would watch a video about nothing?
Now that girl does not sound authentic. So again, I wish Google would partner up with a company like 11 Labs to really get the voicing down, because one criticism I guess I had for Google when it first came out with like a bunch of things like sound effect AI and all this stuff is it just didn't sound good. Like their music AI was just not good. So I think once they focus on partnering with other companies to get better, audio models like 11 Lab and different companies like that, maybe Suno for the music, I think it'll be a better rounded product. But it's good enough, I'll say. So here's another one.
Would a woodchuck?
Now this is the furthest advancement we've seen, even beating Sura.
Would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Now before, so I'm just gonna turn the thing off. Now before, OpenAI Sora they thought it was gonna be the Hollywood killer, but Sora turned out to be not what they like marketed it to be. This is more so what I expected from Sura if it ever got dropped back in the day. So they're all basically saying how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, which I'm just turning the audio off for you guys. But it could do CGI animation films. It could do realistic stuff really well. And the fact that we have access to it is crazy because usually they don't give the public access to stuff like this. Now this one's dope. This is an entire like short film with sound effects. So I'm going to pull this up for you guys. Let's turn the audio on. Now this one's dope. Now imagine you guys' music underneath this type of clip.
When we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
Now again, this is all text to video, even the audio underneath. I wonder if we could take off the music part.
Stay sharp. These fuckers are nasty and dangerous. Stay alert. What the hell happened here? Where are the bodies?
So now this is going to come down to the people with the best ideas. Again, I don't think this is a direct competitor with Hollywood. I think people get a little extreme when they say stuff like that. It's more so, again, that we could use this as our canvas and then use our music underneath stuff like this to demonstrate our music. Or you guys can make content out of it. You know, whatever it is, you can create faceless channels with just storylines and using your music underneath and then using that to duet or do whatever. So it also does, again, my critique here, I guess, or feedback is that the vocals sound very still like generation 2 or on generation 5 audio. So they're still kind of working on the audio, but it does sound isolated to where it sounds authentic.
What's the best decision you made this year?
Definitely following Venture Twins on Twitter.
Sounds very filtered. It sounds like it's coming through some kind of like bandpass filter. So again, over time, they're going to get that together.
Calacanis was an early investor in Uber. Did you know that Jason Calacanis was an early investor in Uber?
And I don't know if you guys have seen, but if you go on YouTube right now and just kind of keep scrolling, a lot of the ads are AI generated ads. It'll have a real person and then they'll animate the mouth with AI. It looks kind of janky and the audio looks janky. But imagine they get a hold of this tool here. And it's like they're still making money because they're running the ads. So the ads are working
Anyone can make a podcast
with AI generated content.
I just don't know what to talk about. So,
and I don't really see people making podcasts with AI. I just don't see it. I've seen a Joe Rogan one, but it's like a parody.
I'm a venture capitalist, yeah. I'm a capital dude.
So this one, it has a guitar underneath, which sounds partly realistic, but now getting the full detail of a performance like that might be a little tedious.
I'm going to
now listen to this, guys. Listen to the guy on the left. The mic distortion sounds very authentic because how close he's holding the mic to his mouth.
And what are you doing next?
I'm going to sell enterprise software in SF.
And what are you doing next?
So that just that small distortion in the audio is interesting because it understands situational awareness. Now this one is funny. The ASMR from the AI.
To the channel. Hi and welcome to the channel.
Can you imagine how many people are going to make videos of ASMR and they're just going to premiere them as if they're live and people are going to super chat and everything? Because I mean, what separates that AI clip from an actual person doing that? Like, that's the stuff we got to really think about. And let me see here. There's way more videos. I have so many tabs of these videos, and at the end, we're going to try it out ourselves. Now, I only have a certain amount of credits, so I'm not sure how many videos we can create, but let's try it. So this one's really interesting to me because all the details. The bread looks extremely realistic. The fire looks extremely realistic. Kitchenware. Them pouring the coffee through the filter, like this looks so real that that's scary. I could see that being used in, corporate food commercials or, video clips. Now, I'll say this before we continue, is that most people were using AI because it only generates 5 to 10 seconds of video. They were using it more as like a B-roll, like film your A-roll, do some kind of AI generated B-roll, and then come back to A-roll. And now the AI is so good, it could be the A-roll. And I think that's the turn that we were waiting for. So here's I don't know about the sound effects, a little sketchy. And you wouldn't crunch on spaghetti, but even still, in real life, again, remember, movies, they overdub a lot of the sound effects. So it's not a natural sounding sound most of the time anyway. So a couple of these are cool. I didn't see this one full screen. Turn this. So it says the video quality is 720p. So I'm pretty sure it goes up higher, but this one only goes to 720p. So that one, again, it's like, what are we going to use that for exactly? That's more of a B-roll type thing. They have some girl laying back in some kind of ethereal, futuristic thing. I don't know. This seems like more of a music video clip. Something they would do in a music video. This one's kind of corny. But a dragon on the 7-Eleven. Again, you might see this as an intro to a music video, for example. So my question with AI was always like, what's the use case? Like, how can we use this stuff? Now this, I'm not a fan of the music. That's whack. The video looks realistic, but the music is whack. All right, so they have, yes, it says, and yes, it generated not only the video, the music, and sounds too. Okay. So again, I don't know what I was saying a second ago is we got to remember, what is the utility of using something like this? Like, for example, even with Midjourney, which creates really high definition visuals, my question to Midjourney users is like, okay, but when are you going to use that in real life? Like, are you going to use it for product art? Are you going to use it as, create wallpapers as a product? Are we going to, like, how are we going to use it in our day to day? I can see YouTube thumbnails. That's a huge use case. But now this AI is making it to where I don't feel like there's no use case for this AI. Like before, like for example, that last clip, it's like, when are we going to need a clip of a girl dancing around to some pop music? It's like, never. The sound effect didn't match, but again, you could overdub it yourself. So here is a video they generated of GTA 6. Now it looks very blurry and not high definition at all. It's too many people. I think the AI struggles with, subjects that are not the main subject. So this one's pretty high definition, but again, when are we going to use something like this? That's the question at hand. Because I think the way they're promoting AI video right now is very consumer. Like, hey, I just want to make a video for fun type of thing. Even with Midjourney, it's like, I'm making pictures, but what am I doing this for? I'm just doing it because it's exciting to see a high quality picture. It's not that I'm actually going to use the thing. So I think this is the question that we have to figure out as a community, is like, when are we going to, again, the biggest use case is this stuff is so good we can create our own movies and film score our own movies and make visual albums. Like, imagine instead of shooting your own music video costing like $10,000 altogether, you guys can now create your own with your music underneath.
We are so cooked. We are so.
And I mean, compare this to movies with bad CGI. It's like the CGI of this is better than the bad CGI of, when I grew up. Again, there's little details that, need to be ironed out, but again, it's tiny details. Mainly just motion blur seems like the thing. And people's mouths for some reason. All right, so again, when are we going to use a clip of just a woman staring? This is more of a B-roll.
I love you so much.
It's more of a B-roll type thing. This one looked real. Just like this is funny because it reminds me of the Katy Perry sound effect video. But that person looks very real. So again, imagine you have your disco funk track underneath that. All right, so this is some anime. Now anime is not as exciting because it already looks like downsampled. Now I'm curious how long it takes to generate these videos. And again, at the end here, we're going to generate our own video. So there's a fighting video. I'm not going to go through every single video. Some of these are kind of like quirky. I saved the ones that look more realistic. So this one's mimicking a concert. I'm looking at everybody in the background. Then there's a random person that walks by. So it does have real concert like acoustics where it's like all right, so that sounds realistic, but again, the person walking by is a little strange for the prompt coherence there. Man, we have so many. Here's another one because I filmed this video before, but it didn't capture the video, so I have to do it over. But basically, here is the AI slicing a sand tomato. So this is like one of those satisfying videos, they call them, on Instagram Reels or TikTok. You can create a whole channel of just this with your music underneath or no music. And people watch that in the millions. Like that type of stuff gets crazy amount of views. Oh wait, there's more to the slicing thing. So here's the original. Now, not only does it understand the visuals, it understands the sound effect difference. So for example, it's cutting felt here, which sounds like a string being cut. It even had the knife scrape against the material. That's crazy. So again, this is insane for people like us. Now, again, the price tag is a little out of reach for even business owners to justify $150 a month. Because what are we using this for outside of making music videos? Let's see what else we got. Here's a cardboard tomato. Because the number one thing that happens with video generation is not that it's not good, it's that you might write a prompt and then it doesn't like execute on the prompt the way that you expected. And now you have to run more credits just to get, you know, another version. I can't remember if we played this or not, but let's play it again just for... I think we played this. I can't remember.
When we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my
But this is the most impressive one so far, because this is an actual film that somebody pieced all the pieces together. And again, this is text to video, which means you don't even need video to video or image to video to get started. You just type in words.
Stay sharp. These fuckers are nasty and dangerous.
And also, too, they have character consistency, which is a huge thing for movies. You want the same character in each scene. And AI usually messed up on the character consistency, to where you would have like weird characters each scene, so it never matched. But this one's just so crazy. I've noticed AI uses a lot of low lighting whenever they need something super HD, because low lighting doesn't reveal as many details. So that one is just epic. Just thinking that you guys can literally do that. Now I'm curious to see how long it takes to generate clips too. I think we already showed them having a conversation because I talked about the audio. I'm pretty sure we went over that. Now here's the, they tried to like redo the Hawk Tua video, I guess.
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
What's one move
So again, the mouth's a little weird.
Crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
But I mean, video games have animations like that to where we just follow the story regardless. So that's the cool part, is that we might not look like real reality, but it's good enough to where we could actually follow the storyline. This one, I'm pretty sure I showed this. I can't remember again, guys. But the crazy part about this is the backlighting on the wall, the brick wall, the chairs at a comedy club. That's exactly where they put the chairs. You know, the lighting off the mic on his shirt. There's like a triple shadow going on. The backlighting is insanely realistic.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
No, the joke was whack, but I mean, that looks so real that it's like I didn't know that was even AI at first, even from afar. I think I showed you guys the Fortnite video. Is this one too? It says make characters in video talk just from the prompt. Okay, let's see what this is about.
Yes, it is very good.
We can talk.
No more silence.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous.
Yes, it is very
It even does
fun.
old style like Black Mirror. It's pretty crazy.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk. We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes,
We can talk. No.
But they still get the mouth wrong in a lot of the case.
This is amazing.
Imagine all the narrative possibilities.
We can sing talk.
The cool part is it has the motion down right, whereas before everything looked like slow motion, like everybody was moving in slow motion.
Let's talk.
So, what are we going to talk about now? What are we going to talk about now that we can talk?
I have no idea. What do you want to talk about?
Now that I can talk.
This looks so real.
I don't know if I have something to say.
It even has human pauses and like giggles and stuff.
I'm a hallucination.
I want to say something important, something deep.
So notice the time eras too, like the 80s, the 90s, the future, the past.
That's cliche dialogue.
Let's not talk.
So pretty crazy. And they've caught up with the audio. Before, the audio was just so not even good that it wasn't even worth talking about. Now this is another cool video where this, if you didn't know any better, you would think this is a real car show.
Welcome to a non-existent car show.
Of how we go forward.
It was great to come to the conference because my husband loves cars.
I think I have to buy an EV now. I love my muscle cars, but
I try to stay as healthy as I can so I can make it to the next car show.
Like, tell me that wasn't crazy. Now the only thing is the vocal, at least as a person in audio, the audio sounds like it's just like when you record something and you run it through a noise reduction software. That's what the audio sounds like. It's taking out a lot of that harmonic content, so it sounds very like flangery. And that's the only thing that they probably need to focus more on, is just getting rid of that isolation sound. And that's why I think they're going to partner with different companies like 11 Labs or Suno, for example. Hopefully they get bought out and just put it under Google, because it just makes more sense. So here is something I didn't see. Or maybe they did license. Even the drummer is on time with the drums in the actual audio. That's pretty crazy.
I'm not sure I can go on.
That's pretty dope. So this one's interesting. This one has better audio, but it's still some things. As a person in audio, I could tell that that's not 100% realistic. But if I didn't know any better. Okay, so we went over the coffee one. We went over the car show one. That one. So I think we covered all the videos I wanted to show you guys. Now let's log into the site. Now, if you guys just Google VO3, you should go to the deepmind.google site, and it looks like this. So basically, you could try it in Flow. I don't know what Flow is, but let's log in here, and let's create. So I think I have to log in, and it says create. So I don't know. Again, I don't have any tutorials on this, but it tells me that I have 1,000 credits. Okay, so let's see what we could do with 1,000 credits. So I guess, okay, just new project. So again, this is not pre-made. So it says text to video. We could do frames to video. So again, picture to video, and ingredients to video, available to Google AI Ultra subscribers only. So I assume ingredients is like, we want this whole collage of stuff, and you give it a bunch of reference points, and then it kind of amalgamizes the reference points into like a single thing. That's what I would assume, because that seems like the difference between frames to video. Anyhow, let's do text to video, and let's see what this little filter thing is. Outputs, let's just do 1 for now. Let's do fast output. Okay, so I don't even have access to Google VO3. So apparently I have to upgrade to access this. So I can't demo it in this video, unfortunately, but let's just see what VO2 does real quick. Let's just do music producer in a music studio, dark. All right, let's do top down lighting, just to see the difference in the results here. Top down lighting, wearing a purple Bape hoodie, playing an MPC. Now also I've noticed they're good with like branded stuff, like Akai MPC 2000 XL, because Google has all the pictures of those things. So it says at 1%. So I'm going to pause this video real quick and let it time lapse. All right, guys. So that was under 2 minutes. That didn't take long. Now, this is Google VO2. Okay, so this is the model before Google VO3 that we just saw. Now, do I think I would buy in just yet? No. So I can't justify $100 and something a month just to make little clips. It just doesn't make sense to me. But let's just see if you know. So again, the keyboards look realistic. I found Google has the best music equipment. It looks like the real equipment. Like this looks like acoustic paneling. This looks like a Yamaha HS, 5 or 7 or 8 speaker. This looks like a real synthesizer. This looks like a real kind of synth. I've noticed though that the synthesizers they associate with music, they always have all these lights on it. So I don't know why it has so many lights on everything. But in real life, our stuff barely has lights on it as much as they show on these AI generated clips. It's a dead giveaway half the time. And it's like he's playing the buttons and not the keys. So it's just, it could be a cool B-roll clip, but I can't see this being A-roll. And this is why I just never got behind AI video 100%. It's cool, but it just doesn't look anything remotely like what we just saw. So that should show you guys how far we've come from Google VO2 to Google VO3. So again, do I justify getting it just yet? I can't sit here and be like, yeah, get it right now. So I'm not recommending. I wouldn't recommend hopping in unless you guys really have a solid business model around, adding your music underneath and making a whole channel, maybe just about your stuff that you generate. But I'm going to end this video here. Share with a friend. This is Crazy Tech, guys. Peace. Share with a friend. Peace.